How's it going, people? It is Liam Caddison here, and we're reacting to episode 7 of season 3 for Once Upon a Time. Looking forward to continuing this season, which has been absolutely astonishing so far, especially with this Neverland arc. I'm really looking forward for the duration of this arc. I'm not sure when it's going to conclude, and I'm not sure if it's going to be something like season 2, where we left the Enchanted Forest at the end of episode 9, but there was still a kind of continuation of sorts in terms of Cora and her shenanigans up until like episode 16. So yeah, I'm not sure if something similar is going to happen there regarding the Neverland arc and Pan, but like I said, it's been an astonishing arc so far, and the last episode was definitely a treat, especially with the introduction of a certain someone from under the sea, as well as secrets finally being unraveled, which I am sure is going to have no impact coming into this episode. I'm looking forward to seeing what will happen in this episode, but a little bit of a serious talk before we do go into episode number 7, because in terms of my current recording perspective right now, I have uploaded episode 2 of season 3 for Once Upon a Time onto YouTube. And there were quite a few comments that were really dangerous in terms of delving into the teasing/spoiler territory. And, you know, it's always a bit of a kicker whenever I have to bring this topic up, because I feel like it should be a bit of common knowledge for people to have a bit of a respect to reactors regarding the future of this show, because we don't want to know about what's coming up in future episodes until we get there. Especially with me, I do have a zero tolerance policy when it comes to spoilers, because, you know, it's just aggravating. And there is a little something that I do know about coming into the next episode, episode 8, because of the fact that I mentioned about my excitement about the potential exploration between Rumpel and his father, and then someone was like, well, if you're gonna be excited about that, you're gonna love episode 8. And that kind of comment really rubs me the wrong way, because I don't know what's gonna happen in this episode, and that's great. I don't want to know what's going to be happening or what kind of elements to expect coming into a certain episode, because I want to come into this completely clean. So yeah, if we could keep the teasing, the delving into potential spoilers to a complete silence, that would be really, really amazing. I feel like I shouldn't have to, say this, but like I said, with episode 2's reaction, there were quite a few comments that were very, very dangerous in my opinion. So because it will go to drastic levels in terms of I don't want to close the comments, so I might have to have links being sent to me so I can, prohibit that person from commenting again, just in case, because I don't want to I never want to resort to closing the comments. And I know I have, there are moderators, of course, but then, like I've said in other topics that I've had to talk about spoilers, they're not going to be around for 24/7, and sometimes I might catch those certain comments. So, if you could just be respectful of other creators and whatnot in terms of, the future of the show they're reacting to, that would be amazing, because, like I said, we don't want to know what's going to be happening in terms of, the future of this show until we get to that point. So yeah, we don't want some kind of handicap, or we don't want any kind of comments that indicate what is potentially going to happen, because that kind of puts that kind of takes the flavor out in a sense, doesn't it? So yeah, I just thought I had to bring that up, because the second episode of season 3 was really brutal in terms of, there was some of the comments. The one that I did mention was, I think, the one that stood out a bit more, but it got, there were quite a few comments that were heavily teasing and whatnot. So, I don't want to have any kind of, I don't know. I don't want to I would say disadvantage. So yeah, because you kind of have an idea of what to feel, etc. If people are teasing certain episodes, like, oh, you be ready to get the tissues out, for example, for a certain episode. So yeah, it kind of takes a bit of the flavor out, and I feel like as a reactor, you don't want that, do you? So yeah, just a little bit of serious talk, because like I said, episode 2 of season 3 on YouTube was rough. So, yeah, but yeah, with that said, let's get into this episode of Once Upon a Time. This is episode number 7 of season 3. So with that said, let's go.
Because Rumple said, he said others were coming.
This is it. Like, Storybook has just emerged to Hellfest, and uh-oh.
Might want to believe a little harder.
Maybe I was gonna say, they always assume it's gonna work instantly. They never let it savor, do they? It always gets to me. No! Damn it! Oh, just. Oh, what would have happened if it, like, hit them? Dang it!
We need to get Henry ready. And I need to have a chat with our friend in the other cage.
Yeah, who is your friend?
Pan's shadow?
Because Liam was, you know, assuming it was going to be Ariel, but...
It means we can get a shadow without having to be anywhere near Pan. As long as we know where to look. I know where to look.
Okay, then you and I are on shadow duty.
As am I. This track won't be easy. You could use
I guess you
another
could
battery
call
to
yourself Shadow Hunters.
Well, in the meantime,
That will be reacted to at some point.
Snow and Charmin are coming back, and everything will remain normal.
Wow. Is my sandwich drugged?
I'm Ariel.
We follow our orders, we find out why she came, and then we make sure she never leaves this town again.
So you guys are working... Oh my god. I'm having bad flashbacks to those two, who shall not be named, because, well, they're dead now, so...
Too many pickles, not enough pickles.
It's hidden. But I know that with the strength of our love, you'll find it.
See, there is always light at the end of the tunnel.
He's really into being cryptic, isn't he?
Eh,
He
he has his moments.
He wants me to save him, Henry, everyone.
As your importance.
We need to be careful with the shadow. The fact that they both have feelings for you is dangerous too. None of that matters. All I care about is getting my son back.
There you are.
That's high priority. Oh,
Care to take
God.
a stroll? Something
Now,
special I'd like to show you.
would you off a
I'm not
cliff?
going anywhere with you.
Understanding about what?
Emma and me.
Emma and you.
Our dalliance. You don't know, do you?
Oh.
Well, this is awkward.
Yeah, this is
Last
really,
year,
really
she's-
awkward.
Apologies, I assumed she told you.
Honestly, it probably slipped her mind. Kind of focused on getting her back.
So, the weather's nice.
Dark Hollow.
Really? Why couldn't it be called something like Sunshine Valley or Rainbow Cove? What exactly is it?
That's what it sounds
I mean, we
like.
have a Rainbow
Darkest
Road for
spot in the
Mario,
entire
and that's
island.
hell.
Any light that makes its way in is snuffed out.
There's only one thing he could have been talking about.
That's a...
Yes, yes, the strength,
I know.
of course.
But no matter how much this thing's been through, it survived.
It's symbolic.
So, what now? Do we make tea?
I'm not sure. Pandora's box. Legend
Oh,
says
shit!
it contains the world's darkest evil.
Shouldn't we
What?
be
We've got
wearing
Pandora's box?
As long as we don't open it, we're fine.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, it's gonna get
What
him.
do you think's inside of it?
Well, whatever it is, it's what Rumple's gonna use to defeat Pan.
Oh!
For a box.
Know what this is all about, or who you're really working for.
Peter Pan.
Oh! They know! They know!
We know exactly
Okay, what?
who we're working for.
But Rumple said that.
Greg and Tamara didn't know. They were patsies. We on the
Well, you
other
guys
hand,
are on a higher level, okay.
Which is what?
Seeing that your Rumple fails, and that this thing never makes it back to Neverland.
And you chose your friend.
Does that surprise you?
Look at Hook. Look at him go.
Yeah, that I am. But I also believe in good form. So when I win your heart, Emma, and I will win it, it will not be because of any trickery. It will be because you want me.
It's not a contest.
You can never leave this island! Why didn't you tell me?
I was scared.
I can understand that.
Stay here with you? After everything we've been through, did you think I would ever leave your side?
No, I knew you
Oh,
wouldn't. That's what scared me.
He's dodging poisoned arrows and lost boys as long as I had you by my side.
oh, no.
I know. I'm sorry.
It is heartbreaking, but I can understand why you can understand why David was scared, but also why Mary Margaret was upset.
David?
Harder than it looks, huh, pal? Let me see. Give it to me.
Oh, for crying out loud!
Guys, we don't have time for this.
Uh-oh!
We really don't have time for this.
Yeah, we really do not have time for any squabbles. Oh my goodness! Come on, Emma, we can do this. Believe, believe, believe.
Regina.
She's teaching you magic.
She had that confidence too. I mean, it was a dire situation, so...
Our sister ended up his prisoner in the first place.
We tried to be heroes, but it just made things worse.
And now,
Wait a
now
second.
that we've failed, he'll kill her.
We get this back to
I'm taking a stab at this.
Pan is
Their
gonna have
sister,
much bigger things
Pan,
to worry
imprison
Can you
her.
stop?
Her name is Wendy.
Holy shit!
If you see her, tell her John and Michael are waiting for her.
The light bulb was going off in my head. Like, Pan's got their sister as a prison. Oh my god!
Not yet, Wendy.
I'm sick. And he's afraid someone might catch it.
Who are you?
Self-isolation, okay.
Wendy, darling.
Yeah, you gotta be like 2 meters away, Henry.
What's wrong?
It's the island, Henry. Its power is fading.
There has to be a way.
Please go before you two become ill.
I'll come back for you. I promise.
Now there's this greater incentive as well, like with Michael and John.
Well done.
I couldn't.
Now you can have legs whenever you want. Orphan. Whatever Eric sent you these days.
Thank you.
When you return to Storybrooke.
Oh, that's nice though. Nice development for Mariel and
Before
Regina.
I go, Val wanted me to let you know that Pan has a prisoner on this island. A girl named Wendy.
You two were fighting over a lighter.
It wasn't the lighter we were fighting over, love.
Okay. Let me be very clear about something. If I had to choose someone, I'd choose Henry.
Oh,
He's the only one I
nice.
room for in my life.
You two are fighting and putting some danger to the mission. That's the thing.
Yeah, I'm not lifting a finger until I see some proof that you've actually succeeded.
Voila! Things like, holy shit, it worked!
Been a long time, Tank.
Bae, is it really you?
Yeah. Most people call me Neil now.
Yeah.
We did it.
Ah, I want to see these two a bit more.
I won't lie to you. It won't be easy.
What is?
Sacrifice. The only question is, are you up to the task?
I really despise this prick.
Yes.
Oh, no, thanks. No, Henry. This is what he is, like, yearning for, Pan. And he's putting this nice sympathy twist to the mix, so Henry would be obliged to help, so... Yeah. Still, the idea that Henry was the... Wendy was the other prisoner in the box was really, really great, especially integrating the whole... Because what ever since we saw the Darlings in episode 21 of season 2, I was kind of hoping, are we going to see some dynamic between Wendy and Pan? Because I think that's a pretty established thing. And now that we have this, of course, knowledge that Pan is a little shit, and I think that's an understatement. It's a very heartbreaking dynamic because, yeah. But it does make for a very, very, I feel, appetizing direction. So things are just really turning up a notch, in my opinion, with this season. Especially the more we get into Neverland, the more appetizing it gets, really. Especially with this episode, and you had the reveal of the Darling brothers entering Storybrooke, and you were just worried this is going to be another Tamara and Greg situation. I mean, it could still be. They could still be, but I don't think it's going to go that way. I think it's just the desperation of course, saving Wendy. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be another Tamara and Greg situation, but you just worried when they entered, and of course they had Ariel and Belle tied up, and you're like, ah. But this is a desperate effort in order to save Wendy. They've been like, of course they're gonna choose an option that will, if anything, try and save Wendy. So yeah, but still, it's going to be very interesting to have that go about for, I guess, the duration of however many episodes are left with this Neverland arc, especially with the reveal that Wendy was the other prisoner. So, and yeah, you just think back to established lore with Peter Pan and him visiting the Darlings and all that, and I'm excited to see how things, I guess, you could say, panned out in terms of well, I mean, we had Pan Shadow approach the Darlings in episode 21, but I feel like there's going to be a bit more explored with the Darlings and Pan, so yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what does happen. But I really thought that this was great. This was a great episode. There was this focus on belief as well for a few of the characters, and we had the focus on Storybrooke as well, which I think this is the first time this season we've had a focus on Storybrooke, because we know that the focus has pretty much been on Neverland for the duration of this time, as well as a bit of the Enchanted Forest with Neil, Mulan, Aurora. And yeah, I really thought that this was a great episode to focus on everyone else, to see how everyone's coping in the aftermath of Emma and Co leaving for Neverland, and not just that though, but to have Ariel interact and get Pandora's box, which was I just love it though. You got Peter Pan the Pied Piper, and you got Peter Pan's Pandora box, etc. So yeah, like, I don't know. It's just so funny saying that, like, Peter Pan, Pandora's box. Pan. But no, Pandora's box was a pretty great thing to incorporate into this, because yeah, that's gonna wreak havoc, and yeah, that's gonna be very, very I want to say costly in the future. I just have this feeling you can't go wrong with Pandora's box. So yeah, I'm excited to see that being exploited in some capacity in the future. But yeah, but it was really great, like I said, to focus on Storybrooke and dealing with the fallout, as well as incorporating the Darlings and having them involved, and yeah, it will be very interesting to see what does happen with I guess the Darlings, with both Michael and John being pacified to an extent, with the hope that Wendy can be saved as well. So yeah, but that all depends on what happens on Neverland. So yeah, but I thought it was really great to have when Ariel returned, and just to see Regina live through her deal and give her the ability to shift into a fin or her legs anytime she wants. I thought that was really, really great. Like when you consider the last episode, and, of course there is going to be that I don't know if I should trust you, because the last time we met, you took my words from me, so yeah. But you look back at the flashbacks and you look back at the development that Regina has gone through, and it's really, really nice to see. So I really, really did like that moment when Regina went through with her I guess intention. So yeah. But it was just really, really great to, like I said, to have that focus on Ariel as well as Belle, and their chemistry. I thought it was really, really great, especially focusing on Belle, and how she's dealing with the idea of her possibly losing Rumpel, and now having that belief that Rumpel will survive based on the message that he gave to her. So awesome stuff. There was, of course, the anticipated kerfuffle, I guess, with Mary Margaret and David. I mean, there was obviously going to be sparks that were going to fly between them two, with David keeping the idea that he was dying, and then he paused his, death, impending doom, with the water on Neverland. And yeah, obviously Snow it was not going to be like glossed over. Snow was going to have some words. And I thought the scene where Snow would be in the process of, I guess, forgiving David was really nice, especially when she said, "I would have stayed with you." And it's just a very, this is it. I can understand both sides of this situation. I can understand why Mary Margaret is pissed with David, because it's going back to what I said earlier this season about the fact that you could have just died in your sleep and they wouldn't have known, and it's a very, very complicated mess. And even with the fact that you've put a stop to the growing infection, that it would only become unpaused once, so you'd have to tell them at some point anyways. And so keeping this from Mary Margaret, from everyone, is going to be a very, very difficult subject, isn't it? But I could also understand why David was scared, and how he didn't want to feel like he had to force that imprisonment feeling on Mary Margaret, because he doesn't want to keep her as a prisoner, does he? So and even if she was like, okay, I'll stay with you, there is that feeling that you're going to be selfish about this, because she's staying here because of what's going on with me, and I don't want to put that onus on her. But it's not an onus. As I said, Mary Margaret's prison would be David's death. So and it's a real testament to their relationship that she's willing to do this and not feel she feels like she doesn't have to sacrifice anything, because she will do anything for David. And yeah, and it's just really, really nice to see their connection. It's very, very heartbreaking that you've got this argument, but it's understandable. But it was resolved without any kind of further dramatics or whatever. This little disagreement didn't span out for several episodes. Mary Margaret is back to understanding. It's all just worry, and you can understand why she was upset with David, and that's what. And because they've got such a great chemistry, it's just really nice to see them resolve things and not feel like, okay, well, we've got some dramatics to play out for several episodes. So they've got great chemistry, and I think anyone would be understandably upset, if they were in Mary Margaret's shoes. But the great thing about that argument is I feel like both, in my opinion, both sides are pretty much valid. Why David kept it, yeah, it was aggravating, and I even said I wish he would tell, but there is that he's not doing this for selfishness. Far from that. He's doing this with the best of intentions. So, but with Mary Margaret raging against David, you can understand. This is like, especially with the situation, with the mission of rescuing Henry. This is a very, very costly thing to keep secret. So, yeah, but thankfully they resolve things, and both parties understand the feelings that I guess the other party was going through. So yeah, really, really great resolution to that little debacle that was going on. So understandable debacle. And speaking of complications with relationships, we had the whole triangle with with Emma, Hook, and Neil. And of course we had the kiss in the last episode, and Hook was like, "Oh, I thought you hurt me. Well, this is awkward." As well as the idea that Hook is after Emma's heart, and it's going to be a bit of a fight, but he is so adamant about winning Emma's heart. So, yeah, and of course we had them two squabbling over Emma, and what I really loved was Emma didn't choose between both of them. She's like, I choose Henry. So, yeah, it was just really, really great stuff to see. Just Hook come out with that confessional about the fact that, hey, I do want you, and it's not because of any kind of like pettiness or whatever. It's just because of the fact that I'm being honest about this. So yeah, and what I'm really liking with Hook's character is the fact that we had him be like, he didn't have this kind of contemplation, should I tell them about Neil or whatever. He straight up told Mary Margaret and David about Neil, but didn't want to compromise things with Emma. If she told like he's putting so much thought regarding Emma, he doesn't want to compromise things, but he will be willing to tell Mary Margaret and David. So, and not just that though, but you can really tell, I feel, like with that example, that his confessional, I guess, to Emma, it shows a great deal about his heart and his honest intentions. So, yeah, it's just really investing going with Hook's story at the minute. Yeah, we also had Pan got throwing that manipulation, staging things up with Wendy, and creeping it. Well, this is it. With him losing Henry, he tried Desperate Resort, and he's back in the game of pulling the strings behind Henry. So it's like, but he's such a good, as frustrating as he is with his manipulative tactics and whatnot, he is such a good villain. I really love his villainy. The actor is doing a very incredible job at it's never a disappointing time with Pad's character. It's so like, his character is so good. It's frustrating, but it's so good, and the villainy that he puts into Pan, the actor puts into Pan, is just really, really incredible. So I am, as aggravating as this manipulation can be, it's just a testament to how wonderful, like, I do revel so much with Pan's character, and it's just a testament to the great acting and the writing behind Pan. So yeah, I'm really, really loving stuff with Pan at the minute. But yeah, superb episode, and with things going, I wouldn't say smoothly, because there is a few bumps in the road, but it does feel like things are going a bit too smoothly for my liking. So there is obviously going to be that inevitable side of me that's going to be like, okay, I need to watch this space. I am worried about how things are going to transpire. So yeah, something is going to happen. I just feel that in my gut. What's going to happen, I don't know, but yeah, like I said, there is that inevitable side of me that's very, very pessimistic about how smoothly things are gonna transpire for the course of these next episodes. So you can tell I'm optimistic. I'm not Ariel, so. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!